Hi, and welcome to episode 20 of the library. My name is Bethany. I'm so excited that you're here today. I thought it'd be really fun to show you what I keep in my book bag. This is a bag that I carry with me, especially if I know that I'm going to be in a waiting room or at a practice, or if I need, I'm going to go take myself out to dinner, or I'm planning to go get a cup of coffee, and this is the bag that I will take with me. So I love this little bag. I think a friend gave it to me, and it says my weekend is booked. And then I don't know if you can see, but for Christmas, one of my friends gave me this little book in it, or this little pen, and it says Chasing That Scholastic Book Fair High, which is so funny. As a reminder, everything that I show you, if you're like, hey, I'd really like to have that too, I'll link everything in the description. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all, you're probably not surprised by now, but I have a lot of book and literature themed items. The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle is one of my favorite picture books of all time. So it seems appropriate that I would have a pen bag. So there's the caterpillar. And then as you can see, there's been a leak. And then here's some of the fruit that he consumes, this is just so cute. So I do keep pens in here, hence the stain, and just a conglomerate of different colors. I think my kids threw in a colored pencil at one point. It is what it is. And then this is a book protector by Sweet Sequels, which is one of my favorite small businesses to support. And so this particular one is Secret Garden themed. So it's just all these different covers of the Secret Garden. And then on the back, it has a quote, and it says, everything is made out of magic, leaves and trees and flowers and birds, badgers and foxes and squirrels and people. So it must be all around us. And this is by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Anyways, so the idea of this book sleeve is that if you have like a book that you want to keep protected, you can just slide it in here, and it's pretty sturdy, and it'll keep your book protected. So I keep different books in rotation. So I'm not one of those people that just reads just one book at a time. I usually have several books in rotation. And so I am almost finished, well, sort of, with The Major and the Missionary, edited by Diana Pavlik Geiler. This is a series of letters between C.S. Lewis's brother, Warren Lewis, and a missionary in Papua New Guinea. So it's kind of fun to read. Okay, and then I also keep this, which is a watercolor paint kit. Before you get impressed, I'm actually terrible at painting, but I have hopes that, I think I've only used this one time, so that's why it looks like it hasn't been used. But I have hopes that I will improve and I'll be able to do better watercolor. It's one of my goals. So I have this little like portable set. Okay. And then I also always keep a notebook with me. This one is specifically to jot down ideas, or yeah, it's mainly just ideas. So it's pretty, as you can see, like it has a lot of extra things in there. And then this is my Bible that I'm using right now. And it's the Christian Standard Bible, and it's hardback, and it's a note-taking Bible, which is kind of fun. It's different from what I've had before. Okay. So you can kind of see like there's space for notes at the beginning of each chapter, which is nice. And then on the side, there's all these notes, space that you can take for notes as well. So I really appreciate that quite a bit because I am an avid note taker, both in my private Bible reading and then also when I'm at church. So I like to take my Bible with me, especially if I'm going to a coffee shop. So that way, like, I have a chance to be able to like clear my head and like, you know, focus a little bit. Okay, and then also I have The Night Train by Mike Brewster. This is a story of the NASCAR-inspired bobsled that beat the world for Team USA. And so this is on my list to read very quickly. I also am reading Dracula, and I thought it was in this bag, but it's not. So if you're wondering, like, does she really keep 3 books going in rotation? Yes, I do. And that's just in my book bag. I always have an audiobook that I'm listening to. And then I usually have a book like at home. So the goal is to always be reading and to always have, if there's an opportunity that presents itself, like, okay, let's go read, then I have space and time and a book available to do that. So it just kind of depends. I don't know why Dracula is not in here because I am reading that, but it's really great. So this is what I'm currently keeping. The only thing that's missing outside of the Dracula book is that I need to get a new sketchbook for my watercolor set. My excuse me, my youngest son, he took my sketchbook, and he loves drawing and art, and so he was like, he needed a sketchbook, and so he's like, can I take yours? Go ahead. So I'll need to get that, but this is how I function and how I live, and it's ever rotating, of course, like as I'm finishing books or whatever my needs may be, but this is primarily how I operate. So do you have a book tote? Tell me if you do, or just tell me what you're currently reading. I'd love to know that. So happy reading.